So today we're going to buy another ship and do what we did to pocket knife. So the next ship on our list is the Eagle. Yes, you heard us. You heard me. The Eagle. We are going to upgrade the Eagle. So the Eagle's a short, small fighter. And let's see what we're going to do with the Eagle. All right. I've never, ever bought the Eagle. I don't believe I did. I might have. Maybe I did. So I got 3 hard points. All class 1. 1 utility. Core. We have thrusters, frame shift 3. Okay, optional. Or not many. Why did they do the loan? Why did they do the loan? We don't want loan. We want the real thing. We want the real thing. Okay, I'm going to put that in there because we don't want loans. Alright, so we don't have a... What can I use this ship for? Maybe combat, maybe exploration, maybe, I don't know. Not much space, right? I don't have much space. And hard points, not enough to do any kind of damage. 1, 2, 3. So where's the third one? Oh, over there. So there's 2 and then 1. Okay. Okay. So let's see. I like the pack hound missiles. And so I might do that kind of build. 1 utility mount, but it looks like I'm not gonna have much. Okay, so let's start with the core. We're gonna do again military grade. We're not gonna store anything. We're gonna sell. Okay, and then power plant. We're gonna make a 2-way power plant. Buy. Thrusters. We're gonna make them 3A. Buy. Frameshift drive. Of course, 3A SCO. Life support 1D. Lightweight as possible. Power distributor 2A. Sensor 2D. Okay. Fuel tank small. Class 2. Okay, so utility mount's gonna have to be a heat sink because literally but we're gonna transfer one from our bank because we have 2 heat sinks on the Sidewinder, but we overheat when we do things. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Hard points. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what we're gonna do for hard points. But I definitely want to do something with, if I take this for ground missions, let's do pulse lasers. And I do have some pulse lasers, these are engineered, but they're gimbaled. I don't necessarily use gimbaled anymore. Thermal shock gimbaled. Okay, let's use these. We're going to transfer. I actually wanted to upgrade the things, right? Yeah, that's true. Alright, let's do pulse lasers. Pulse lasers. It says already have hard point. We already have it. So we do have 2. But we're going to do this one. We're going to put this one over here. So down the bottom. And we're going to do pack-out missile on top. Okay. Pack-out missiles on top. Where are my pack-out missiles? Pack-out 2Bs. Oh my. Alright, so we'll do advanced. Bye. Okay. So we're waiting for the utility, right? We got military grade 1A power plant, 2A thrusters 3A, frameshift drive 3A, life support 1D, power distributor 2A, sensor 2D. Okay. As for shield generator, this is difficult because yeah, we want to have a good shield. We want to have a very good shield. So let's replace it with prismatic 3As. No, why can't we? Yeah, why not? Let's replace it with prismatic 3As. Okay, this we're gonna put. Are we gonna put a fuel scoop? You know what? Let's replace with Guardian FSD booster. Oh yeah, very nice. Bye. I'm gonna put I'm actually gonna put a 2D Guardian Shield reinforcement. 2D Guardian Shield reinforcement gives me, or 2E 105. I want a little bit extra shields. Okay, so we got empty compartment, empty compartment. What are we gonna put in here? Well, we can't put a lander, can we? No, we cannot. Everything is 2. But we can't put surface scanner. We can still do some surface scanning. We can do that. And we can put a fuel scoop. Surface scanner. But we already have a few detailed. And we have one here, actually. Expanded probe. Let's put this one in there. We're already using too much power. And we'll use a small fuel scoop just for kicks. Right? Just in case. Okay. So we put prismatic shield We got a little bit of range on that. Guardian shield, reinforcement package, field scoop, detailed surface scanner, and all this other stuff. We don't have a vehicle, so this is not ready for landing. We're waiting for utility mount. Okay, one more minute. While we're waiting for the utility mount, let's make it pretty. Let's see, I think I bought something for this, if I remember. When I first had this ship. Okay, paint job. I did have one paint job, the Azure. Very nice. I did have one paint job. And they do have some pretty nice ones. Right? The Eagle is pretty fast, right? That's a nice one. Stinging red. Ooh, very nice. What else we got? Tactical graphite. Stinging red. Tungsten. Brass. That's a nice one. Ooh. I do like the red though. So I got a red and a blue. Is it a blue? Yeah, like a azure. Okay. And there are some fancy competitor things here. This is used for, this was one of the fastest ships in the game. I can't tell you which one is fast now. We gotta have the midnight black. Must have, every ship must have a midnight black. And I think I'm gonna go with, I do like the brass. So let's get the brass and stinging red. Very nice. We'll stick with the stinging red. Oh no, I think we'll do the brass. We'll do the brass. Brass is nice. Okay. Okay, so we got a color that we want, right? I never do weapon detailing, engine detailing. Decals, of course. Must have squadron decal. And if you're not subscribed to our channel and you didn't join the squadron, why haven't you? Look at that. That could be on your ship. The golden dragon has a lucky symbol. Chinese love golden dragon thingies. Okay, do we have a ship kit? Let me see. You know I bought a ship kit for this. Where is it? Seriously. 12 item pack. What's this? Okay, what's this look like? How about this? How about this? Ooh. Well, that is wicked. Dude. That is so wicked. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh man, I really love that. 10 item pack, 12 item pack. So there's 2 packs. Let's do the competitor pack. That was wicked. Actually, no, not really. Oh, but that they have paint jobs too. Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, this one's 12 pack. What does it have? Bumper, spoilers, wings. Okay, we'll do this one. I don't want paint jobs. Okay. Okay. Wings. But look at that. Look at that. What is that? Yeah, it looks like 1950s stuff. Do we want that? Not really. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. I like that. Okay. She's starting to shape up here. Bumper. What do we do for a bumper? Ooh. Ooh. What is that? How about this? Ooh. That's wicked. Oh, wow. What about this one? Oh, that's not good. No. So this one's out in the back. This one's in the front. This one's in the front. And this one's to the side. Like fuel scoops. Very nice. Okay. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, so we got ourselves some stuff. Let's see. Nameplates. No, it's not gonna be an Explorer. Yeah, why not? Okay. Nameplate 2. And ID. I like the brass. Well, we only have one heatsink. And using the SEO, it overheats all the time. All the time. So that's going to be a problem. Okay, so what are we going to name this ship? We're going to name this ship Flying High. Flying High. And of course, it's DRKK98. We're going backwards. 98. Accept. So let's take a look. DRKK98. Flying High. Flying High. Okay. Now let's add that utility. That's not too bad looking. It really looks nice. Maybe get rid of those. Okay. So I got this one, which is three heatsinks. So I got to do the engineering because I'm using too much fuel. I mean too much energy. Right. So I got to engineer the power plant. Let's go back. Let's change the little fuel tanks on the side. If we're not really using them, why are we gonna have fuel tanks? Yeah, that looks nice. Very nice. Okay. This. No. This. No. This. This and this look the same. They look the same. See? It's the same shit. Why am I paying? I'm paying for the same shit. Okay, well, we'll do this one. Okay. Okay. So, let's do some engineering remotely here. And then we'll take off for the engineers. Problem is that yesterday I did the sidewinder. I have to edit all the travel time out of it because there was a lot of travel, right? So let's see, missiles, advanced missile rack, high capacity or rapid fire. Let's do high capacity so I can have more. And the reason we're doing that, why? Because I want to get rid of all my materials, right? So I think by the 5th ship, I should be able to start unloading the care packages and put them in my inventory. I hope that they decide to do what I asked them to do. You know, when I suggest something, it's well thought out, and I'm always thinking about the workload, because I know they're not going to have that many people working on Elite Dangerous, especially on bugs. So if they're doing anything right now, majority of the coders that they have at Frontier are going to be for new content. They're going to try to roll out some kind of new game. And it's just sad because a DLC will be like a new game for this game. If they rolled out a DLC, they will make just as much money as they do rolling out a new game. Actually, they'll make more. When they realize this, you know, it might even be too late at that point. Let's do some miscellaneous light, because we want to reduce the weight of this ship. It's not going to reduce it by much, but it might give us some range, more range, and better speed. So when they realize that this game is the way it is and they can actually make a ton of money with it, it's the ignoring it is not going to get them money and get them revenue. You had a bad DLC, the Odyssey. You fixed most of it. It's pretty neat. You guys see me play Odyssey. I actually love Odyssey. Okay, it's not Call of Duty, and it's not Battlefield 6. It's not Cyberpunk. But those games are first-person shooter. This is not a first-person shooter game, right? So we're gonna lightweight the scanner too. No, we want to actually expand the scanner, right? Yeah, that's right. We want to expand. The scanner. Armor, we're gonna do heavy-duty armor. If we lose a shield, we want to be able to survive. And I keep talking about it. Like, I would have been on top of the old ships, revamp them, make them Mach 2s. Right? Every month roll out a new ship, a new version of it, new skins, new kits. Roll out DLC every 6 months, or even every year, once a year, Christmas time, a brand new DLC. Think about Raxla, part 1, 2, and 3. Okay? That would be craziness. That'd be great. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So when I give suggestions about things, about giving them, I know there's maybe, I would think there's 2 coders working on the bugs, maybe 4 to 6 coders working on new stuff, new content for Elite. Everybody else in the company is working on new content. And none of the coders play this game. None. I'm going to do this. So if I get interdicted, and this, I'm going to do that because I want to. And I get rid of a lot of stuff, right? Pulse lasers. We're overcharged. Why not? Overcharged, and I think the other one is I don't know what I do with the experimental. But look how much nickel I got, how much conductive components. I mean, I think I could only, right now at this point, only unload 1 or 2 care packages. So I leave them messages and I say, overall, for ease, right? Changing the UI is not going to be a great pain. They're already doing it with the Odyssey materials. All they have to do is flip the switch on the Horizon materials and it'll be the same function. They'll go into the squadron carrier and be a shared item. When we unload all our materials, okay, when we unload, we'll be able to unload our care packages, right? Which will be a good thing. If you see my carrier right now, if you look at it, oh my god, I got so many materials for Odyssey materials. So if you're a brand new player, you're coming on board and you want a suit, right? You can get it. Almost everything is there. I haven't really played Odysseys to download stuff and to put it into the bank. But I'm going to start doing that soon. I really enjoy Odyssey. And again, this is not Call of Duty. This is not... When people do ratings, like for Odyssey, for instance, it's not the only part of the game. It's a subsection of the game, right? You're flying in the sky, you're fighting, you're doing trades, you're doing mining, you're doing colonization, you're doing power play. Now you got Odyssey doing ground missions, covert assassinations, my own personal favorite, settlement massacres. So now I got overcharged on this, right? So let's see, pulse lasers, shield generator, reinforced shields, shield generator. So there's a lot going on, right? A lot. So look how many ships we have we can use. We could still use the old ships. No one says you can't. Yeah, like I'm already exceeded, right? Power capacity. Hopefully when I upgrade that power generator, it gives me more power. Yeah, power plant exceeded. Way exceeded. Yeah, of course it's exceeded. I've been fighting this flu for I don't know how many days now. And that's why my voice is so coarse and deep. So, what am I going to use this for? I don't know. I actually don't do... Maybe covert missions, maybe just take it out once in a while for a spin. Now let's do power plant. Overcharged. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do some upgrading here on this baby. Definitely start with the power plant first, which means Palin. No, not Palin. Quent? Marco Quent. And Cirrus. Okay. Let me see, where am I at right now? Cadmium 52. Look at the tellurium I have. Okay, so I still need 40%. I might need more power somewhere. The prismatic shield might be a little bit too much for this. So let's take a look. What do we look like in power? Okay. Yeah, we're still over. We're still over. Huh. That's an idea. We're still over. We can dump the Guardian Shield. That'll bring us down. And get a bigger fuel scoop. That's gonna help us a lot. Right there. Let's move this here. Uh-oh. Can I equip module? Why not? Oh, it's an empty military compartment. Oh, that's why. Okay, let's leave it like that right now. Let's leave it like that. Okay. No biggie. No biggie. Okay, let's upgrade the I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay once I upgrade the power plant. Well, let me see about the thrusters. Gotta do the thrusters. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Engines. 30 drive. Power draw. We're gonna do a little bit of power draw from it. Not much though. Wonder if we did the Guardian, if it would be better than the, but I don't think it will be. Power plant, the Guardian power plant, if it would be better. I can't see a function for this. You mean it's got only class 1 weaponry. What are you gonna shoot? Are you gonna take on an anaconda? Okay. I'd rather have more shields, but so that has a military thing, but you can't put anything except military thing in there. Okay. Let's see, surface scan. And we haven't expanded the FSD, so expanded radius. Yeah, why not? We had one that there was 3. I wonder if this is just a racing ship. You basically just race with it. Because if I wanted to, I really can't go any fight. I mean, compared to the Python yesterday, you know, and the Pacal missiles I had, my god, that was great. Okay, and then power distributor, charge enhanced. I could turn off, I think I might turn off the shields. This way I can fly it to the Sirius system. Upgrade the power plant. Give me more juice. And then this way I have just a little bit more power. Enough to cover the deficit. Let me see what the FSD is going to draw. I wonder what the if I kept everything light I wonder how fast this thing can go. I know this is one of the fastest ships out there. One of the. I think the Mach 3 is the fastest. Was it Vulture or Viper? I don't know. Okay, let's do the FSD. Increase FSD range. Actually, experimental didn't do much yesterday. When I increased the FSD. Didn't increase it by much. Like 2 light years. Okay. Actually, instead of putting shield enhancement, maybe I put hull enhancement. And the way I fight is make it a ramming ship. I just ram into people. So I just do hull reinforcement instead of shield reinforcement. Okay, so let's see what our power draw is. Okay. So still minus 0.24 milliwatts. And we still need this. If I go and do hull reinforcement, or instead of shield reinforcement, I mean, no big deal. 2D. Let's see. Heavy duty hull deplating. And then I do whatchamacallit. If my shields go down, I just start ramming people. What's my shield at? Okay, my shield is at total damage 57, thermal load, distribution. What's my shield? Shield strength 165. So if I add, I can add it to the shield. Okay, so we'll figure it out. But we're gonna add that component that I just did. Equip. And I'm over. But I'm gonna turn off the prismatic shield so I can fly this baby. Okay, so modules. Let's turn off the prismatic shield. Yeah, turn it off. Okay, so now I can actually fly it. Right? Okay, now I can actually fly it. Hopefully when I do the upgrade, I can get that 1 extra milliwatt from the upgrade for the power plant. God only knows. Okay, so we're gonna go to Cirrus. What's our jump range? Okay, Cirrus. Let's see, Marco. This should be close. 62 light years. Jesus, that's too far. 3 jumps. Okay. What's our jump range? $31. Okay. Why is it costing us 3 jumps? Okay, let's take a look at her coming out of the gate. I'm actually enjoying outfitting the ships. Not outfitting them, but like dressing them up. That's nice, dude. That's really nice. That's really nice. I love that brass look. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could get rid of the slots, the ones, but there's not much I can put in them. I was thinking maybe using it as a battering ram. Just put enough hull reinforcement so that I can just smash into ships. And be fast enough to just run away afterwards. Okay, so Marco Quint has... Let's see what we're going to do with Marco. I want to put... There's nothing upgrading I need to do with Marco. I'm going to do the experimental. Okay.
Touchdown complete.
Naval service.
Arrival has been noted.
Engineer. Power plant. What we want to do is see about adding experimental monstered. So we're getting an extra 5% milliwatts, right? So let's see how much do we have enough to cover everything. Let's see. Can we turn on our shields? It should be 5% is basically more than enough to cover our shields also, right? Hopefully. Okay, there's our beautiful ship, and it's not enough. I didn't do enough, so this is not good. So we're gonna have to get rid of the Guardian Shield reinforcement and maybe put on and do what I said I was gonna do. I was gonna do a hull reinforcement. Let me see, do we have hull reinforcement? 2D, yes. But it's 13 minutes away. Okay, so we got 31 jump. That's not bad. So it does have some range. Right? We just upgraded our power plant. We put monster on there. Still not enough. The 5% wasn't enough. So let's engineer power distributor. Overcharge power plant. No, we did power plant already. Power distributor. Okay. Charge enhanced. And super conduits gives us increase the power distributor charge rate. Okay. Or we can put cluster capacitors, right? Allow them to store more energy but slower charging. Flow control says regulates energy flow, reducing modules power draw. Ooh. We might actually by 10% to 4.49 milliwatts. Could that be what we need? Wait a minute. Power distributor. Right now we are at, what's our draw, power draw? Let's see. What's our power draw? Total distributor draw 3 point, so we're gonna lose 4. If we do flow control, we reduce the amount of power to the power distributor. And that gives us more power to the shields. But we want to be able to boost, so is that something I would do? Let's see. Engineer, power distributor. As an effect, we have charge enhanced, so it is charging faster. Do we need to do even more faster? How much more faster does this give us, the super conduits? Okay, it increases slightly, very, very small amount. But the flow control actually gives us reduced power draw. Let's do that. We can always change it in the future. Let's see if we can add our we can add the shield. Okay, we're still at 1363, so it didn't do anything. It really didn't do anything. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Nothing. It reduced it by very little. Very little. We could get rid of detail surface scanner. We can get rid of that. How much scanning are we gonna do? I mean, if I'm going around, I like to scan things, you know. Maybe not even land on planets, because this is small enough to just land. I barely use an SRV when I'm doing exploration. Where can we get our power? Where can we get our power, man? And I want to add another pulse laser to make 3 pulse lasers. If we dump this, how about we dump, let me see if we dump the advanced computer, because I can land this by myself. And there it is. Okay. We'll leave the Super Cruise Assist and just dump the advanced computer. That's good enough. Okay. And we have one more spot for an internal. What we're going to put there, I don't know. But now we have 31 jump. And we're within limits. So we have Guardian. Let's see what our shield looks like. Our shield looks like shield strength is 270. Not bad. Okay. So we took out the automatic dock. And you can land this by yourself. So pulse laser, missile rack, surface scan, D-scan. Okay. And we're going to put the SE suite. So this way we might take this out when we want to scan systems. Alright, so the advanced stays, and we're good shape right now. So let's figure out what we're going to do next. We're going to do jump range. We want to do who's in close proximity for jump range. By axis level, how about by distance? Can we do distance? By name, by distance. Let's see. Closest one is this guy. Decker, he's in Sol. He's 9 light years away. That's right. Okay, so let's do Sol. And then go to Decker's place. And get that done. Now, most of these videos are going to be edited, so I'm going to take out some stuff from the videos that, like travel time, right? So, now you see me, and then the next part will be Decker, right? Now you see me, now you don't. Okay, so we're at Decker's. Now, she's a little heavy, that's why she's flying so slow, slower than the actual... Pad 1, where's pad 1?
Access granted.
Oh, there it
Proceed
is.
to landing pad 01.
So we gotta go between the two poles. Whoa. Decker. Alright. Did I turn on the shield? I did not turn on the shield. That's not good.
Touchdown complete.
Modules.
Engaging ship restraints.
Turn on shields.
Your arrival has been noted.
Okay, so let's so we're here at Decker. We're going to upgrade Decker. We have FSD, so we're going to upgrade the FSD to deep charge. I don't know how much more we're going to get, right? But we are using a little bit more power. So let's see what it looks like with a power draw. So we did the distributor, we did the power plant, now we did the FSD. I'd like to do the shield and the weapons, right? That's nice. That's really beautiful. So let's see where we're at. We're at 1393 milliwatts, and we're short. We're not short. We went 32. We're now at 32, so we got a little bit of extra with that. So let's see what engineer we're gonna go see next. By distance, we already did. We can do, if we go to Dweller, we can do the pulse lasers,
Disengaged. Commence
right?
departure.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to. Now we're gonna do the Dweller. So let's go do the Dweller in Word. All right, let's just get out of here first. So we're gonna go to see the Dweller to upgrade the pulse lasers. To be honest with you, I think I might just go complete pulse lasers, but I think that's gonna take up too much power. So the sound it makes is pretty cool. I like the engine sound. I gotta say, hats off to the sound people who made these sounds. Okay, so we're at the Dweller, and I've been thinking, and I think I just want to have all lasers. I don't think the missiles are gonna do much. But I think if I added a new pulse laser to it, it will actually it will change the power draw, and then I won't. I'm gonna have to fix things around. So if I change this to another pulse laser, see, I'm already. Oh no, it's good. It actually is good. It won't be much difference. It actually gets better things out of it. And I do have a 1G. So I don't need to do that. Don't need to change that. Well, we'll figure it out. Actually, the thermal load is less. Rate of fire is faster. Power draw is less. Anyway, I'll keep thinking about it, but we're gonna actually do. I might not put the experimental on this. I do want to do missiles, because if I do landing, if I do surface landings, I want to have missiles so I can take out the soldiers on the surface. Right? No, we're not going to replace the module. We're just going to do the engineering on it. Right? Pulse laser overcharged, and we're going to make it, let's see, we got oversized, overcharged. It's overcharged. Do we make it oversized? Overcharged weapon oversized. Double brace stripped down concordance sequence. That's for healing. Scramble spectrum. Malfunctions on target, right? But the rate of fire is slower. Thermal shock I like. Right? Puts heat into the target. Emissive munitions. Right? But it does affect the thermal load. You know what? Let's do oversized, because these are tiny little things. And then the second one, we'll do the same thing. Or we can do one oversized and maybe one. Phasing sequence. Modulating burst of fire designed to defeat shielding. Will bleed through the shield and attack targets hull directly. I actually like scramble spectrum. There's a lot of things here. Well, let's just go with oversized. We're going to do more damage. So we got oversized and overcharged for those two. Okay, so now the power draw. I don't think we did much more power draw. What are we at for power draw? 1397. So we're still good. We're still good. So let's see. Engineers. Who's closest? So we can do missiles. What else we got left to do? A shield. We want to do a shield. So maybe do missiles also. But who is closest for shields? Not very, very close. Holy crap. Power distributor, hull reinforcement. Plasma accelerator suits. What was this? Utility. Holy mackerel, really far away. Liz Rider and DD Veterman. Lesty and Liz is Arabia. So Lesty is going to be the closer. We'll go to Lesty. So we're going to go to Lesty and get the shields done. Right? Eurybia is the other direction. So we're going to have to stop somewhere and refuel or get some fuel scoop going on. So we'll see you in Lesty. Okay, so I'm back. I'm Vatamin LLC and I'm doing DD Vatamin, right? And we're going to do the shields. Select. And we're going to add. We actually want fast charge. We want faster charging shields because we have the Guardian shield reinforcement, so that's going to slow things down. Okay, but it makes the shields slightly weaker, but that's okay. I'm going to fast charge them. Let's see where we are right now as it stands. The only thing left is missiles. That's basically it. Everything else I wouldn't even bother touching. Right? We did the FST, we did the power plant, we did the distributor. We did shields, we did weapons, and the one thing's left is the missiles, right? So we're at 1397 still, which is good. Which is very, very good. Okay. So what's next? Well, I wanted to do the missiles, but Arubia is pretty far away. Let's see who's the closest engineer for missiles. So right now, by distance, the closest one is, oh, this one, Juri Ishmak. Juri Ishmak, and he's in the Juriac system. 74 light years away. So let's go there. Juriac system. Alright, so here we are at Juri Ishmak's station. Okay. So basically going to fix the missiles. So we made the missiles. I believe we made the missiles to have, and we can do sensors and surface scans. That's pretty good. Let's see. But I think we're done with the surface scan. There's no experimental for that. So high capacity magazine, and we're gonna actually do what? We can do oversize, FSD, thermal cascade would be nice, because we have the other one oversized. Overload munitions to thermal, right? So we got FSD interruption, penetrator, munitions. We'll do internal damage, right? Internal. So overload munitions, FSD interruption, so they can't leave. Thermal cascade, interact with shield, detonation generating significant heat on target, penetrating munitions. Actually, I want to try this one. We can always change it. We're not going to have anything for the surface scan as experimental. There's no experimental for the surface scan. And for the sensors, we didn't do anything for the sensors. We can make them lightweight. I'd rather make them long range. Let's do long range. So we'll have a little bit of a longer range than normal. In any case, we have tons of materials, so that's why I'm doing this. Does it really matter? Doesn't really matter. A few kilometers more is not going to hurt us. So I think we're done. What I want to do, what I'm thinking, and it doesn't have much fuel for range, but we're having over 30 light years for range, right? So I get 2 jumps done and my fuel's out. So it needs more fuel. It needs more fuel so it can have the distance. We have 1 slot still open, right? So we have long range on a D, 8 kilometers. Okay, so let's take a look. Basically, we have no range whatsoever. About 2 jumps. Right? What's our range right now? 32 light years. 2 jumps, and basically we're out of fuel. But we have 1 optional slot, right? And then the core, actually, is a 2C. So if we add a fuel tank to this optional slot, we might get a little bit of range. So I was thinking maybe do that instead of anything else. Don't leave that open. And add a fuel tank, right? A small fuel tank to just give us a little bit more range. So I'll see you at the starport.
Complete. Clear for departure.
Okay, so now we're at Dunbar Station, and my thought is, and if I can, I want to change the fuel. I want to add another small fuel tank to the ship to give it a little bit more range, not commodities. So let's go to outfitting. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Right now the fuel tank is not giving us enough range. Adding a little bit of extra range would be important. We only get 2 jumps before we have to fuel scoop. So that kind of sucks. And so in the optionals, let me see if I can add a fuel tank. Fuel tanks. I can add a fuel tank. Okay, storage container for fuel used by ship power plant. It reduces me to 1, but gives me an extra range. 31. So I added fuel, right? Okay. Okay, so now I have more fuel to fly with. And I might do that with the Sidewinder, because that was horrible yesterday. I'd rather have more fuel than have an automatic landing thing. But right now this is the getup. So what I did was, let me just review what I actually did. Okay, so the hard points, I have 2 pulse lasers and 1 advanced missile. The pulse lasers have they're oversized and overcharged. The missiles high capacity and penetrating munitions. The utility mount, I only have 1 heat sink, which is unfortunate. Core internal, we have an SCO. Everything is upgraded to a 2A. Thrusters giving us 488 boost, which is a little slow, but I have military grade composites, making it really strong hull, right? And then for optionals, we have prismatic shields. Okay, we have Guardian booster, who gives us a little bit of boost. I have a Guardian shield reinforcement, which that's why you see I'm not taking damage when I slam against the landing, the hardtop. Fuel scoop, and I put a fuel tank. Why? Because it just doesn't have the range. It doesn't have the range. We can go 31 light years, but we can only jump twice before we have to actually do fuel scooping, right? And we have a beautiful looking ship. So let's go and take a picture. I went with Stygian brass, I think. Stygian brass. So I'm going to take a picture and actually post it. I mean, I'm not the overall go-to guy for ship outfitting, but I'm trying to see overall what I can do with it, right? And that's really nice. Look at that. So what I can do if I am in combat is ram ships. My shields and my hull are strong enough to actually ram ships and take out their shields, right? So if my weapons don't work, I'm trying to get it centered here so I can take a picture. Okay. Again, I told you guys I'm not very good with pictures. And I don't know why it's not staying straight. There we go. That's good enough. There we are. Alright, so let's take a picture, because I'm gonna post this as a thumbnail. And it's a pretty hot looking ship. Save, and then we're gonna say this is DRKK98. DRKK98. We're gonna take a side shot also for Inara, because I'm gonna put it on Inara, right? So let's do a side shot. I named it Flying High. I thought that was cool. Right? And I've got the dragon emblem. Why am I getting this and this mixed up? Okay. I got the dragon emblem on the side of the ship, which is cool. Let's go closer. Let's take another picture. Okay, right there. No, right there. Alright, another picture. This is for Inara, so I can put it in my bio thingy, which I like. And this one will be Drac 98B. 98B. Okay. So that is the Eagle, which I named Flying High. My fleet carrier is here, so I'm going to go to fleet carrier and do some things, not just rebuild ships. But she looks like a brand new ship. I think the fuel tank is going to work well. I really do think so. Okay. So let's go to the fleet carrier. Problem with this ship is the SCO overheats the ship dramatically, so you're gonna have to use a heatsink. But probably the the pulse lasers will overheat this ship also. So you're gonna have to use the heat sinks. You're gonna use the heat sinks, but since I have a lot of fuel, I can actually recharge the heat sinks. There's a way you can rebuild the heat sinks, redeploy. Let's take a look. It actually just overheats very, very fast. So not a bad little ship. Probably use it for landing on planets, for missions, covert missions. Maybe do some power play. Now, it has a range of 30 light years. That's not bad. 31 light years, fully loaded. So, if I get rid of the Super Cruise Assist, I can actually put more fuel to give it more range. But it's not a ship that I can do long range stuff with, I don't think. So it's the only part that I actually showed you guys that I'm flying in. So I can show you that I'm actually can land this ship without needing the advanced landing suite. Actually, the shields are so strong that when I land on the thing, I actually slammed on the deck twice, and I didn't even take any damage. So it might be a very good ship for ramming. Because it's very fast, very maneuverable. So I can actually ram the back of anacondas and give them some damage. I'm gonna slam. See, no damage. Very nice.
We've got you safe and sound.
Okay,
Shut down.
carrier services.
Welcome, Commander.
And that concludes the Eagle. We didn't even take any structural damage. The ship is beautiful. Let's take a look at it one more time. Has a nice paint job. Has a dragon emblem on it, which is the squadron emblem. Beautiful. Flying High is the name of the ship. Very nice. Very nice ship. Very nice. Okay. So that's the end of this video. 07 Commanders. Take care.